Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It's May 6th, close to US market close, around 2:45 p.m. my time. Um, Quick update on the market. So what we have is a move from last week, which ended somewhere close to down here, right? Thursday and Friday, we started to create a somewhat of a higher low and then started to take off around Saturday, Sunday, and now here we are on Monday just about consolidating right here at a point of resistance. This point of resistance also goes back all the way to about February 24th, earlier this year. It is entirely possible that maybe we squeeze up a little bit higher, but I would figure that the next couple of weeks are going to be definitely choppy, especially as we enter end of May. End of May has a couple of very important events. Number one being you have the CPI index, right? Core inflation coming out next Wednesday. Okay, so that's about um, 9 days from now. You also have NVIDIA earnings, which are probably one of the most key drivers right now, which is 22nd of May, which is 2 Wednesdays from now. Okay. And then you also have a couple of other things, right? Number one, you have some momentum coming down. Let me see here. Where did I post this? I think I posted it on my Twitter feed, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, you have the other thing which is important, the Ethereum ETF, which is supposed to be approved, or let's just say disapproved, in the end of May. So critical events all lining up into 1 month as markets are stalling and elevated, in my opinion, gives us somewhat of a caution for the coming 1 to 2 months. And I've talked about this before because I believe that markets, especially around March and April, as they were stalling right here. And again, this area is important because this is above the previous all-time high. Last time, or even let's just say prior times before that, whenever we've come close to the previous all-time high, like over here, sure, we do get a pullback and, chop, chop, and then we take off. But we also have rarely, if ever, ran up so far, so hard into the all-time high. All right. And with a something like a ETF approval that we had, right? We've rarely had any large events like that where it doesn't lead to significant pullbacks in the market, in which case, right, then we have to kind of look at previous all-time high events, like even the one from 2013 right here. Okay, so if we throw this thing right there, all right, you can kind of see that it got really volatile, right? Previous all-time high was right here. This one tried to break it once, had about a 35% pullback. This one broke up above the previous all-time high and then had another 32% pullback. And then we started to take off, right? BTC right now sits close to, okay, ignore this thing because I'm really not sure about this. I just randomly drew this, but let's go back to the other chart. Okay, so BTC right now is at a high to low pullback. Actually, we've already had about a 23% pullback, right? So let's just say we go to about, I don't know, maybe 34, 35%. That takes us somewhere close to about $48,000, $47,000. Okay. The other thing I'll show you is a indicator that I use, which is extremely, extremely useful. All right. So if we go back, and this is the pi cycle indicator. It's based on halvings as well as longer dated moving averages. So more often than not, when you look at this indicator, right, whenever we come to the high and the long MA, okay, as a point of resistance, and we're not able to smash up above it, like we did back here, or like we did back here, what effectively happens is the high long MA, which is a white, acts as resistance, and the support is acted by the short MA. See, the high short MA. So what you have here is back here in 2016, all the way leading to a massive bull market in 2017, you had this kind of cap in the market, right? But look at the structure of how the MA was facing. It was trending upward like this, right? The whole time. Versus in 2000, let's just say 19, the MA was a little bit more flat right here. Price got rejected right there. Price found support on the short MA. And then on the lower MAs, price also broke through that. And then every time price tried to get above those short MAs, it couldn't even go to the long MA, which is a white one, and then collapsed to the long SMA down here, which is the red line, which is something that we often reach in very deep bear markets. Okay, kind of like we did back here in 2018, where we broke below it, then reclaimed all the MAs, the yellow, the green, and the red, several months later, right? So here now, as we come into 2024, what I can say is I do believe that these MAs, as they're pointed, as long as the momentum continues, I think that we could do this kind of run. All right. We could do that kind of run, but for now we're getting stalled between the high long MA and the high short MA and the green line, which is the low short EMA. So what you effectively have is a price capping that's happening in the market. And from here, if we do start to break down, look for the market to hopefully reclaim this level in the coming weeks, and then either start trending up, or we're really in for a very, very rocky ride, which in my opinion, if we start breaking below this, and this line goes up like this line goes up like this, and price is coming down like this, and does this, and starts to roll over again, I think then we're really screwed up until the end of the year, maybe even next year. Okay, which would mean effectively that we're going to be in this kind of era for BTC, where we break these levels, stall for almost a year and a half before we then take off. Okay, so that would be quite devastating, right? Of course, it would put a huge damper on the bull market, especially in BTC and most aspects of crypto. Or we can make the argument that right now, crypto is just in the midst of a pullback, like it was in the violent pullbacks that we had in 2016 and 17, before we have a big run up like this. Okay, and that may take a minimum of 1 to 2 months. Okay, so for that to occur, we must maintain momentum, in my opinion, kind of like a sideways momentum for, let's just say, 2 to 3 months. And even if we just keep chopping sideways and grinding, that's fine. But as soon as we do this, and then start breaking down further, we've effectively created a downtrend, and that downtrend could last, several weeks, possibly several months. So why am I mentioning this? I think I'm mentioning it because of all the events that are coming up, whether it's core CPI, Ethereum ETF, NVIDIA earnings, markets being elevated. You have a Fed that, may hike, or not hike, but let's just say they've delayed rate cuts, right? We know that for sure. Okay, delayed rate cuts. Okay, that part we know, right? So we know for the most part that the Fed doesn't really have the back of the market, because the markets are doing extremely well without really any help from the Fed. What could happen is, could the Fed screw up the trend by a surprise of maybe pricing in future rate cuts. Like, let's just say they say, in 6 months, we plan on hiking rates, right? Or they say September, we'll consider hiking rates. Do I think they'll do that? Probably not. It's an election year. It would be political suicide. But could they scare the market by saying that? Yeah. In which case, the market then pulls back. S&P 500 probably goes to somewhere around 4,800. You possibly put in a base and then trade higher up until the end of the year, quite possibly near 55, 5,800. And then I don't know what happens. In which case, if that does happen, right, then I think BTC will be continuing its uptrend. I think we'll have maybe one nasty shakeout like that, quick recovery, base, and then boom, we're all set. June, July, August, or rather July, August, I think we'll trade above 75, 80K. Okay, so again, not financial advice, just my thoughts on the market. Now that I've given you the macro landscape, the events that we have on the radar, let's go into some other aspects of the market that I'm kind of focused on, which is number one, of course, Degen ecosystem. And number two, I do believe that, yes, BTC is kind of cooked, right? I think 50K comes before 70K, all right? I've already talked about that before. However, I also believe that I think Bitcoin dominance has come into a key pivotal high, meaning I think dominance from here is going to start dropping. All right, so I've talked about this before. Dominance from here is going to start dropping. And by the way, just as a side note, I've been sharing my alpha here in Alpha Friends. If you're not familiar with that, Alpha Friends is like, you basically, if you join my channel here, right? I think most people are just joining this because they're farming this alpha token. And as you join my channel, you yourself will be rewarded alpha tokens because you're effectively subscribing to other people. Like, I'm not really a popular subscriber, but other people are, right? Other people are making, tons and tons of money as they have more and more subscribers. But I think the opportunity, if I'm not mistaken, also is that as my base of subscriber grows, the early subscribers get more and more alpha. Alpha is the token that people are really betting on, right? They're saying that, oh, this is kind of like friend tech. Friend tech is like you are buying into creators like myself or, Wake or all these guys, right? All these guys, you're basically buying into the creators and you're saying that, oh, if I farm this user, this creator who's 0x almost me, I may get alpha tokens early or more of them before more and more subscribers join, that kind of thing. So that's kind of how I understand how Alpha Friends works. You can find me and subscribe to me if you'd like. It's like 1,000 Degen, which is maybe like $10 or $15 a month. And for that, you will get alpha tokens in return. And those alpha tokens, I don't really know what they're going to be worth, right? So again, I just share whatever I like to share in terms of trades, opportunities, insights here in my chat. If you find that valuable, come join, come hang out. All right. As you can see, I only have 8 subscribers. I've not been really televising it, but if you want to join and have like an open line of communication with me, this is the place to do it. I'll have my link in my video below. You can click on the link, Alpha Friends link, and you can join and subscribe. Again, I think it's just 1,000 Degen, which is probably like $20. Okay. All right. So moving on. Okay, so we talked about alt season, right, which is coming up because of the fact that Bitcoin dominance is topped, in which case, more often than not, in summers like this, so it's May 6th, right? Summertime usually means like there's going to be some volatility, there's going to be some new narratives created, cool stuff moving up or down. One of my big picks that I've spoken about numerous times is NEAR, right? I think NEAR is trying to gear up on the AI narrative. And the AI narrative is also a good play because of the fact that you have this whole NVIDIA earnings AI obsession going on. And like I pointed out, May 22nd, okay, as AI, as the biggest company in the world, NVIDIA is going to post its outlook on AI, its outlook on semiconductors. This may give a boost to AI projects like Near. All right, Near chart looks, in my opinion, really, really good. So I already have a trade on Near. I already got in on Near, so not financial advice. But I'm just letting you know that it's ecosystems like Near that I'm paying attention to. All right, Near and ATH, which is ATH is a meme coin here in the Degen ecosystem. Farther I'll talk about in a second. And then Aave is also trying to create a V4. Make sure you all read about this. I don't have time to talk about every little thing on here, but I wanted to give y'all just quick tidbits here and there so you could start doing research, right? Today also, first let me go back to like a couple days back, okay? A couple days back, what we had was, let me see. I talked about two different airdrops that came up. Two different airdrops. Let me see here. There it is. Okay. So two airdrops that we got from, number one is Farther. Okay, Farther ecosystem, which is in Degen, and Drift, which is on Solana. Right. Both of this is free money. Okay. Free money is always welcome. But what I did was for Farther, I just created the claim and then took that money, exchanged half of it with ETH, and then provided that liquidity in farther.social. All right. And you can do that. And you can see, here's my rewards, right? Obviously, I've gotten a few more points now since last week because I provide that liquidity. But here's the other points that you get for being an evangelist and talking about farther.social, and then power user because I use Warpcast often. So it's just free money, right? You get free money and it's always welcome. And it's especially happening more and more commonly in the Degen ecosystem, right? Projects like Alpha Friends and Farther are happening more and more. And then today, I got another surprise, which is you have this Spectral Labs. It's a free airdrop, again, free money, right? Free money. This was approximately, $470, $500 when I exchanged it. And that's free money again, given because you're a base user and you're a Warpcast user. So as I've been saying for several months, that you are going to get rewarded. All you literally have to do is use Warpcast, use base chain, use Degen ecosystem. And all of 2024 is just going to be like this. I think this is probably my third airdrop. And, aside from the airdrops, you also get Degen tips, right? So for using Warpcast, for using base for the last several months, people have made upwards of $1,000 and some people make over 10,000. That's within a month, by the way. I'm probably on the lower end. I probably make, maybe 1,000 or 1,500. But other people make thousands. So the point is, this is where Web3 is going, right? You get airdrops based on your usage of Warpcast, based on your usage of base. You get airdrops for farther.social, okay? And there's other stuff like Farhouse, which is they're giving away, free Degen, right? Free Degen for just posting memes in this channel, So this is why I just put up my meme right here. You never know, you can win some money. If anything, worst case scenario, you spend 2 minutes creating a meme and it's funny and you laugh and someone else laughs. Win-win, right? So this is, I think, sort of the future of Web3, which is enabling people to post content, get airdrops, make tips, share tips, grow the ecosystems based on transactions and inputs of your creators, your users, your consumers. Okay. Degen is the ecosystem that I believe is going to continue to deliver that until pretty much the end of the year. I've talked about this before, and I'll say it one more time. As of right now, Degen ecosystem trades at 247 million market cap. Polygon, which is an ecosystem that barely, again, in my opinion, barely does anything, and trades at 7 to 8 billion. Okay, there's many other, like Cardano also trades at 12 or 15 billion, somewhere up here, right? So there's many other ecosystems between where Degen sits now and where it should be, which is somewhere up here, anywhere between like 40, 50 to 100 billion. If ETH reaches, a significantly higher price, if ETH reaches 1 trillion market cap, that means that ETH, okay, that means that ETH will be worth probably close to about $8,000 or $9,000 up here, right? Because ETH right now is about 350 million or 50 billion. So yeah, triple that, we're basically headed up to about $9,000. If that's the case, then what is an L3 worth? An L3 that has incredible speeds, as fast as Solana, low cost, as cheap as Solana, and a growing ecosystem based on Farcaster, which is a tipping system, which is creating SocialFi. Like I already told y'all, right? Like SocialFi is this right here, right? This is all SocialFi related apps where people are just creating content and you can tip. Like I can just do this and quickly tip people. See, I also started, pretty much with one video, and now I've, collected and posted a bunch, right? So point is, I have a bunch of content on here that I like to share, insights that I like to share, and you basically get, paid for that. That is the opportunity that you have in Web3. Okay. So I've given y'all a lot of alpha today. Ethereum, ETF, look out for that. CPI, NVIDIA earnings. All those 3 catalyst events in May, end of May, may create a shakeout. But after that, I think it may be sort of smooth sailing. Like it might be something like this, base building, and then July, August, something like that. Same thing with, NVIDIA, maybe some sharp sell-off and then possibly head higher. Okay. Those are my general thoughts on the market. Make sure y'all join Warpcast. Come join my alpha friends, because you'll get some alpha tokens. You'll get alpha in general, where like I said, I share my stuff on my insights, my thoughts, my trades, opportunities, etc. in here. And none of it is financial advice. It's just, my thoughts on the market. As you can see, I've been talking about NEAR for a little while. I've been pretty bullish on NEAR, and I still continue to be bullish on NEAR. So I think it's going to go much, much higher. But again, do your own research. All right. That's it. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Come join Degen ecosystem. I think this is my 9th video, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Alpha Trades, right? Let's do this. Alpha Trades, and then let's find my playlist. Right, I have my playlist right here, Degen playlist. This is my first video that I did on March 30th. Back then I had, I don't know, maybe like, let's see here. How many users did I have? I had 19 followers, Now I have 777. So I'm slowly grinding, posting content and alpha for everybody who's watching these videos. And of course, everybody who's following me on Warpcast. Nowadays, I think I spend maybe like 70% of my time on Warpcast, like my, crypto time, sharing thoughts, versus 30% of the time that I spend on Twitter. And you'll see that by the frequency of my tweets. Okay. That's the power. Good luck. Cheers.